Hello, girl. Okay, Tanisha, welcome to your past life reading. As you see, I have a few cards laid here. Excuse my little box, girl. I got working on my other table, but I do have your spread laid out here. Now, there are more cards that will be added, but we're just going to kind of get started with where I did a brief meditation. I did a sage session before I did this, and I chimed into your past life. Now, this came from the Majestic Magical deck here. As you can see, it says past. There is history. It happened, left behind, looking back. So we're looking back here on the past here. Now, in your past life, you had an obsessive lover. And this is definitely your twin flame. This is your husband. Your husband was very obsessive in your past. He was very jealous. Just basically just what he is today here. Coming over here, Tanisha, your husband, it was a sense of he placed a curse, which is why he's back with you in your current life here. He worked some type of dark magic, which is crazy. You see the devil card. I remember you saying that your husband said he don't believe in readings and all of that. That is because in his past life, he would, excuse my nails, girl, he would do negative things in regards to readings. He would place black magic, like do whatever it is, that ecstasy, anything that he can to hold you down because he was so obsessive. Now, in your past life, you were a dancer. You were a performer. You were an entertainer. You were like very famous in your past life, which is most likely why you're so interested in performing for Dwight. It's like Dwight brings back, the side of you that was lost. And that's because you had an obsessive lover. So Dwight is bringing out a lot of past life things that you didn't even know you had in you. So definitely I'm getting dancer energy here. Now, I feel like you struggled with your appearance. You always felt like you wasn't good enough or you didn't look good enough. And I feel like this is once again because you had an obsessive lover. Doesn't this remind you of your current situation? So as you can see, these things come back so that we can fix these things. Okay? These things come back so that we can fix everything that we need to in order to evolve. So this is why you may even feel like now in your current situation that you're struggling. You're feeling like maybe you don't look good enough or maybe you're not good enough. And it takes me back to your husband pulling your wig off, doing things, saying you're a bully, making you feel at a low vibration. In the midst of that, you met your true love. This is Sean's energy here. Sean was definitely in your past life. Unrequited love. I feel like you met him at a place where you were dressed up, and it's crazy because I know you said that you met him at a funeral. You see that they're both like really dressed up, like they're going to an event. Star-crossed love. You guys were definitely meant to be. So this is Sean's energy here. So I'm pulling Sean definitely with you in your past life. Now, once I go down here, we have the secret agenda, secrets kept in the dark, secret exposed, secret affair. I feel like you started courting Sean. Y'all started dating, but you had to keep it a secret. You guys even had a child. But you lost your baby. And I feel like this energy is within your daughter. It's like the baby you lost, you had this baby, but not with your soulmate. But you lost this child with Sean. And I feel like that's why Sean was even more eager and connected to you, because he could feel it's like there's a loss here. Your next card is the Watcher or Guardian. I feel like this talks in regards to your husband's energy again. I feel like in a past life, he would have to take care of his parents as well. I feel like that's what gave you the time to actually be with Sean here. However, your next card is the Lawyer card. Okay? I feel like this relationship did not work in the past life because you did not end the marriage. You didn't end the marriage. You didn't let it go. Your next card talks about your current life. You, as an adult here in your current life, you're still dealing with your soulmate here. So that just talks about this person is now with you in your current life. He's here. That's Sean's energy for sure. I'm pulling a lot of Sean's energy here. Now, my next card here, Dwight was definitely with you in a past life as well. But however, I feel like he was in like some type of secret society here. I feel like he was like a black supremacist or something here. Something in regards to racism. It's like he fought for racism. Something in regards to color here. I feel like you ended up becoming friends with Dwight. He became your friend here. Dwight also had an occupation. I feel like he was a carpenter, a builder. So something in regards to construction. Dwight did this in your past life. He was a construction guy. But at night, he would fight for rights here. So it's like you were dealing with Sean and Dwight in your past. He was a friend, but you were interested in him in your past life. Even though you still had your husband. You just didn't know how to get rid of your husband. Your husband found out about Sean here. This is where that devil energy come in. And I feel like it's a sense of abandonment. Sean started to feel abandoned. He started to feel like you wasn't going to turn around, which is how he, felt. He feels in this life. He felt like you was never going to, you were never going to walk away from your husband. And he was that loved one. You were so like, oh, you were so in love with him. You were so in love with him. Your next card is the dating card. You were hooking up. It's like you were hooking up with Sean, but you were having one night stands with Dwight here. Is basically what this card is indicating here. You were literally surrounded by people who truly loved you as far as Sean and Dwight. But then you had your husband who was that obsessive lover. I'm so proud of you because in your current situation, you have decided to walk away from your husband. So you're making the change that is required. Sean was murdered. And I feel like he was murdered because your husband found out that you guys were dealing with each other. I'm sorry, the cards are sliding. Your husband had Sean poisoned. I feel like Sean was like a heavy drinker here in the past life. And your husband had him murdered. Wow. And that's only because he dealt with dark magic. And your husband always would abuse his power here. He would always abuse his power, such as what he do today. This is a cycle that you had to get out of, Tanisha. I'm sorry, the cars are all over the place. They just kind of rolling. I have to get my table back right, so please forgive me. But yeah, so I feel like your husband, he was always a power abuser. It's like, look, it's like he's digging a grave here. And I feel like that grave, your husband had something to do with Sean's death. Your next card here is your death. You died of a health issue in your past life. You passed away from a serious health issue. Now I'm gonna dig in a little bit more from as far as your just a little bit more information here with you and Sean and before you passed here. So there was a union here, reconciliation, coming back, making it work, second chance. I feel like this is talking about the current moment. This is where you and Dwight is right now. Dwight came back. Sean, he tried. But Spirit is like, okay, well then fine. We'll just go ahead. We got to put someone here because it's like this cycle has to end here. In the past life, Dwight proposed to you. He proposed to you in your past life. However, before this proposal could take place, Dwight passed. And he was burnt in a fire here. There was a house fire. And I feel like it's because he fell asleep with the stove on. So I don't feel like your husband had anything to do with Dwight's death. But however, Dwight is coming back to claim his throne. Your husband was angry because you would not bear children for him. I feel like in a past life, there was also a child here that was born. So you actually had a child with Dwight in a past life. But he wasn't able to experience that because your child died in a fire. So you actually had children with both men. Your next card is ascending here. You're preparing for the union of the new phase. That is why you're back with Dwight. That is why Spirit put you guys back together. Because there is something here that it's time to ascend. It's like first of all, stepping away from that marriage, walking away, that is what got you past these cycles. All of this is your past life here. Okay? This is, people were murdered. And like I say, you died from a generic illness here. Your next card is butterflies, feeling complete, can't stop smiling, happiness and devotion. This is where your current situation comes here. You are about to be so blessed, so peaceful, because you went through all of this in the past life, all of this in your past life. But Spirit has it here where you are actually able to fly again. So beautiful. You also have the Devil card here. And I feel like that just kind of takes it back to the past life where your husband orchestrated your whole life. You were a star. You were a star, Tanisha. You were a dancer. You were a star. You had money. You were very much powerful. And I feel like your husband was jealous of that. He was jealous of how powerful you were until he wanted to belittle you. It was always like competition with your husband. Which made you very much puzzled, confused, perplexed, conflicted. This is very touchy here. I feel like you were very paranoid as well in your past life. You were insecure, guarded, cautious. But when you met these two men, they actually brought life back into you. They made you feel beautiful, such as what they've done. They placed you in a healing stage. Self-care, meditation. These guys healed you. This is why Spirit brought them back to you. Okay? You were isolated. You felt rejected, left alone, self-inflicted. Like you felt horrible with your husband in your past life. I love this last card. It's the Thrills card and it is in reverse. With it being in reverse in your past life, you had continuous cycles. There were bad decisions and even addictions. But however, it came out in reverse. You're on the right path. You are actually doing what you are supposed to. You are being led by the divine, and you will not go through these continual cycles. You will not experience these bad decisions any longer. And these addictions here, as far as, you know, in your past life, I feel like, you know, you may have been a heavy drinker in your past life as well. You are removing yourself from these things. You are ascending. And that is your past life reading.